Hi guys, my name is Mabby and I'm back again for another medical laboratory technology video. In this video, I will share to you all the books, all the review materials that I've used when I took the CSMLS exam. Before we start, I just wanted to give you a little more information about the CSMLS exam. So the exam is composed of 5 disciplines of 5 areas you need to focus on, and these are clinical chemistry, clinical microbiology, hematology, transfusion science, or in other countries it's more commonly known as blood banking, immunology, serology, and lastly is histo or histology, or in other countries it's more commonly known as histopathology. The exam has 210 questions. These are multiple choice questions. They may also include images in the exam. There are no case studies, and you only have 3 hours and 30 minutes to finish the exam. When I took this CSMLS exam, I've read a lot of information from their website because I really want to prepare myself before the exam, and I've discovered this examination blueprint which they encourage you to review and go through it, and I would say it really helped me a lot. I've used this examination blueprint as my pointers for review. I will put a link in the description box where you can find this examination blueprint, and again, it's in the CSMLS website. So according to the CSMLS website, the exam uses 3 taxonomic levels for test questions, and this is based on Bloom's classification, and these are recall or knowledge. Second is application or comprehension and application, and then third is the critical thinking or the analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. Now let's move on to the review materials that I've used when I took the CSMLS exam. So let's start with histo or histotechnology. The book that I've used is the Histotechnology, a self-instructional text. It is by Frida Carson. You can see it in the image here. Again, I will put a link in the description box of each book or review material that I've used and how you can buy it. Most of the books you can find in Amazon, so I'm gonna put the link in the description box where you can find it, and if you can borrow from the library, that would be great. But if you want to have your own book, you can also purchase it from Amazon. Second discipline is the clinical chemistry, and the book that I've used is Clinical Chemistry Principles, Techniques, and Correlations by Michael Bishop, Caroline Van Sicklen, Edward Fody, James Misler, Michelle Moy. Sorry if some of the names here I didn't pronounce correctly. Sorry about that. But yeah, that's the book that I've used. And the latest edition that you can find now is the 9th edition. Again, there's a picture on your screen right now, and I will put a link in the description box. Third discipline is microbiology, and this is by Bailey and Scott. The title of the book is Diagnostic Microbiology, and it's now on its 14th edition. So the author of this 14th edition is Patricia M. Till, and it's based on Bailey and Scott's Diagnostic Microbiology book. Next, which is the 4th discipline, this is transfusion science. The book that I've used is Modern Blood Banking and Transfusion Practices. They're now on their 7th edition, and the author is Dennis Harmening. The last discipline that I haven't mentioned yet is hematology, and the book that I've used is Clinical Hematology and Fundamentals of Hemostasis. And the author, once again, is Dennis Harmening, who is the same author of the Transfusion Science book. So those are the 5 books that I've used when I studied for the CSMLS exam. And honestly, I didn't get to finish the whole book on each discipline. And realistically speaking, not everyone can finish the book in a short period of time, or even if you spend, I don't know, a year in reading all of them, because we have other things we take care of. And when I took my CSMLS exam, I'm working and studying at the same time. But these books were the books that I've used on each discipline, and if I didn't have enough time to finish each chapter, at least I go through the summary. So each chapter of each book has their own summary. If I didn't get enough time to study, I at least go through the summary part, and I practice answering questions on every chapter that I go to. And again, I use the examination blueprint as my guide. So what I did is I went through the important topics first, and when I had enough extra time, I studied other areas which I think could be beneficial for me when I took the exam. But yeah, those are the 5 books, and now I'm gonna share to you the comfort book. I call it comfort book because every time I take an exam, a medical laboratory science exam, this is my go-to reviewer, and it helped me a lot ever since I took the Philippine licensure exam for medical technology. I took the American license, which is the ASCP medical laboratory scientist exam, and then when I took the CSMLS exam, this is my go-to reviewer, especially when I'm cramming, I don't have enough time. I go to this reviewer because I'm comfortable reviewing this, and I wanted to share this reviewer. Maybe this could be helpful to you if you're gonna study. Book is Clinical Laboratory Science Review, a Bottom Line Approach. I'm surprised that you can find this book in Amazon. This is a very old book, but I think doesn't say here if it's a latest edition or what, but this is the author. The author is Betty Ferry. This is my go-to reviewer, and I'm happy that I found this book in Amazon, and you can buy it if you want. This reviewer is shortcut reviewer, so it will just discuss all the important things which are commonly encountered in exam, or the important things that you would normally encounter in the lab. If you want to go through that, I think it will only take you, longest would be a week to finish this book, because this is just a thin book, and you would understand me once you get to see this book. This is really helpful for me, but the thing is, don't rely on the reference range of this book, because I think they're using SI units, and I think Canada is using the conventional unit, or the other way around. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, don't rely on the reference range on this book. But then again, in the CSMLS exam, they're not gonna ask you like specifically for numbers, but you have to be familiar, of course. As a medical technologist, we all have to be familiar with the normal ranges. So yeah, don't rely much on the normal ranges of this book. It just kind of gives you an idea what are the important topics that you have to focus on when reviewing for a medical laboratory science exam. And then, aside from this book, my go-to reviewer is quick review cards for medical laboratory science. So these quick cards, I just used this when I took this CSMLS exam. I wish I'd known this quick cards before when I took my first licensure exam, because this quick cards is really helpful, because these are really shortcut, literally flashcards, small cards that you can review if you're just trying to refresh all the information you have reviewed in the past few days. You can just go through this and then just refresh yourself. And this can be again bought in Amazon. They're now in their 3rd edition. Their author is Valerie Polanski. So this go-to review cards, I call this Polanski. So my comfort reviewers are Polanski and Theriot. So Polanski is the quick cards, and then Theriot is the shortcut review book for medical laboratory science. So the quick cards, actually, if you make your own quick cards, I know everyone does this. Not everyone does this, but most of students does this. They make their own flashcards. I'm actually comfortable reviewing materials if I make it myself. If you can make your own flashcard, that would be helpful too. That way you don't need to buy this flashcards. But if you don't have enough time to prepare those small cards and you want a quick reviewer, I suggest buy this quick cards. This could help you a lot. So those are my two go-to reviewers that hopefully can help you in preparing for the exam. And then another reviewer, in every MLT school, they would advise their student to read a lot of information about laboratory safety. And actually CSMLS is selling this book. The title of the book is Laboratory Safety, a CSMLS guideline. I did find this laboratory safety by CSMLS guidelines in Amazon. I'm also gonna put the link in the description box if you want to check that out. So laboratory safety, it's important to know it by heart. That would really help you too in navigating through questions, analyzing questions for the exam. And another thing that CSMLS encourage you to try is their CSMLS MLT certification exam practice tests. Actually, I found this in the CSMLS website. You can buy their practice tests, and then there's also a copy that you can buy on Amazon as well. And then another two books that I also want to discuss is, first is the Medical Laboratory Science Review by Robert Haar. MLTs, MedLab scientists out there, I know you're familiar with this book. This has been a common review material for medical laboratory science, and I still find it helpful every time I take an exam. You can practice questions here, read through it. And another common reviewer for medtechs out there, you might know this already, it's The Success, Clinical Laboratory Science. I call this book Shula because the author there is Anna P. Shula. Actually, there's another author who is Donald Lehman, but yeah, I'm just used to calling this book Shula. Shula and Haar books are really helpful, but I suggest maybe try answering those questions on your extra time. I would go to each book, follow the examination blueprint from the CSMLS website. After you finish that, review yourself using the Theriot, the shortcut review material, or the flashcard that I shared in this video. And then on your extra time, you can try answering questions from Robert Haar's book in Shula, because these two books are really thick. It's a good practice though. You have a lot of questions that you can navigate through, you can practice yourself. And I really suggest that you do that. Practice and practice and practice again, because there is a saying that practice makes perfect. Although technically you won't get a perfect score for the exam, but then the more you practice, the more comfortable you get in writing or answering medical laboratory science questions. So those are the review materials that I've used when I took the CSMLS exam. I just want to share to you 5 more tips that I use or that I did when I prepared for the exam. First is make a schedule. When I say make a schedule, you have to be strictly following that schedule. A lot 2 or 3 months before the exam. So when I took my exam, it was around October 2017. So I made a schedule for August and September. If I can remember, I made 2 weeks clinical chemistry, 2 weeks hematology, 1 week safety. Put more time on areas you think you are weak, realistically speaking, you will not be able to finish all the topics on each discipline, but that's okay. Again, you have to strictly follow your schedule. If you were not able to finish everything you need to learn in hematology, move on, follow the next schedule. Strictly follow your schedule. In that way, you will still be able to learn everything as much as possible on all disciplines. And if you have extra time, go back through those topics that you were not able to study. And if you're lucky and if you're a fast reader, on your extra time, practice answering review question, which is my second tip. Practice answering review questions, and that way you can enhance your critical thinking skills and you'll be more comfortable in answering medical laboratory science questions. Third, make your own flashcards, or make sure you have a go-to flashcards or a shortcut reviewer, because most of us who are internationally educated MLTs might be working at the same time while studying. We may not have enough time, or some of us have our own family already taking care of the kids, so you don't have enough time to study. So make sure you have a go-to shortcut reviewer. If you can make your own flashcards, that would be great, because you made it yourself. The information will just stay in your memory because you made it. But if you don't have time, you can buy flashcard, just like what I've mentioned earlier in this video, and I will put a link in the description box where you can buy that flashcard. And then for anyone you know who's concerned for you, for your health, might advise you not to study the day or the night before the exam. Honestly, I don't believe in that, because I'm the type of person who gets nervous before the exam, and it gives me peace of mind that I know that I'm trying my best up to the last day of my review. Don't read too many information. Make that day like a light review. Just go through your flashcards or shortcut reviewer. Focus on maybe reference ranges. You don't need to memorize the reference ranges, but be familiar with the reference ranges on each test, controls, positive, negative, things like that, Westgard rules, shortcut review, light review like that. And I'm saying this because of course you have to be physically okay the next day, so don't stress yourself, but it's okay to review, but make sure that it's a light review. And then fifth tip, which is my last tip too, which I think is the most important part that I did, was to pray. Trust God, trust the one above, and trust yourself. Believe that you can pass this exam no matter how hard it is. In the middle of answering questions, you might encounter questions that you might feel like you didn't study at all, but don't lose hope. You can pray in the middle of the exam if you need to. He will always listen to you, and trust yourself to believe in your capabilities. Believe in God, He will guide you. Believe in yourself. As long as you know that you give your 100% effort, you know that you've worked hard for it, all your hard work will pay off. So I wish all the future exam takers, all aspiring MLTs out there, good luck, and I hope you achieve your goal in acquiring the CSMLS license and become a future MLT here in Canada. If you find this video helpful, please share some love. Please show your support. As you can see, I'm trying to grow my channel. And if you find my video helpful, this video or my other videos helpful, please give the videos a thumbs up, and please do subscribe to my channel, so it will inspire me more to create videos about medical laboratory science or any topics that you are interested. I'm open to any suggestion. I actually made this video because I've received a few requests in my Facebook account and some comments in one or two of my videos asking if I could share the review materials that I've used when I took the CSMLS exam. So I made this video for you guys, and I hope you could support me and this channel. And I'm planning to venture more about medical laboratory science in my future videos. I'm also thinking of researching and sharing information on how to acquire immigration status, or for those who are aspiring to come to Canada. I'm still in the process of researching on that, and I can share and teach you some information once I gather all the necessary information that I can have. And if you have anything, if any have any suggestion, please feel free to message me or comment in my videos, and I'll try my best to make a video about those topics. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Once again, I'm Maddie, and see you guys on the next vlog.